So let's bring you up to date then with the last 7 days in Onpassive. It's been quite a big week, hasn't it, really, as far as 7 days is concerned. Every week I say the same thing. We might not see everything that's going on, but one thing's for sure, this week certainly has been a busy week, not only behind the scenes, but also from what we've been seeing as well. So let's take you back then to the 26th of June, last Wednesday. We had Onpassive 360, and we also were very privileged once again to see our CEO, Ash Mufara. He came on and he really did bring some really good words. Obviously, this was only 3 weeks after he'd had his operation on his ear, and he really did let us know that the operation that he had was a little bit more serious than we all thought. He certainly had downplayed it when he said that he was having a little tag taken out from his ears, and it was pretty apparent from what he was saying that it was a little bit more serious than that, and so much so that his surgeon has said you really need to rest for 6 weeks after this operation. I think he managed about 1 day completely offline, and then the rest of the time he's been working in between where he can with what he's allowed to work. He's getting a lot better, a lot stronger. As you saw last week, he had a bit of a cold on him as well, didn't he? That he picked up. This was to do with his immune system and the drugs he was taking, but he was getting over that, he was saying. He also then talked briefly about the Onpassive journey and about how he's taken control once again. He was talking to us all about what he's had to go through and all the rest of it. But the one thing and the recurring thing that keeps coming back all the time, that gets him out of bed in the morning, that keeps him strong, that keeps him pushing forward, is you guys out there, the early adopters, the affiliates, the users who are 100% behind not only the company, but more especially our CEO. Why? Because we all understand what he is trying to achieve here. And that's what really does it for him. This is why he has taken back control, because he was telling us a little bit that we were getting a bit offline, a bit sidetracked with other things within Onpassive. And he wanted to bring this basically back to the basics of what he first wanted to do. And it was great to see, great to hear that this is now on track. That he implemented this a while ago, and he was saying that it's not been easy, and it's certainly not going to be a quick fix, but we are moving in the right direction. He also said all that matters is that you guys are proud of what he is trying to achieve here, and I think we'll all agree here that we certainly are. He mentioned a little bit about the payment processors that we will be seeing these flicking in and out of our OES over the next few weeks. They're still testing bits and pieces. I'm sure if we see him, he'll update us a little bit more on all of that as well. But one thing he did reiterate and made quite clear was that if you are one of the early adopters or affiliates that haven't yet activated their accounts by purchasing OConnect, which is our first paid product, then do so, because you will still be part of, I suppose, the first group of people that are going to be within Onpassive as far as any extras is concerned, I think is the correct wording for that. And he made that very clear. If you can afford to, activate your accounts when you can with the new payment processors so that we can test them as well. He also did reiterate once again that we will not be going to the next stage of Onpassive until all of that backlog, logjam of commissions that people have requested are all cleared out. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of other bits and pieces as well. But it was great to see him. It was great for him to update us of where we are, what is going on. And obviously, the site is down at the moment, which we'll talk about in a little while. But the recap of last Wednesday is there up in your O-Founders back office under the update section. That was there really, really quickly, by the way. on the Wednesday night by our quartet of Dan, Darrell, Janet Butler and Peter Sarer. They do a sterling job, our quartet, of getting that information out to you as soon as possible. And especially for the non-English speaking countries, they can take that, grab it, auto-translate it through Google, and then they can get it out to all of their countrymen in the language that they all understand. So kudos to you guys for doing that. Thursday, then, we did our own take on the updates for that between all of us here to try and break things down. There was a lot of reading between the lines, and Ash actually said, if you were there on Wednesday, good luck to all of you that had to try and decipher what I've said. He was a little bit all over the place, but I hope that we helped as many of you as possible to understand what he was trying to say. And don't forget, when we are reading between the lines of what he is saying, it is our take on it. It's certainly nothing from corporate. He gives us the details and we try and fill them in a little bit to make a little bit more sense out of it for you guys to understand. So Friday then, what happened Friday? Well, we had a very brief message from our COO, Mohammed Kamal, didn't we? Just before the sites went down, and all 3 sites went down. And this was O-Founders, OES, and also Onpassive.com. And it was a little bit of a shock, to be honest, because we kind of got this message from Mohammed Kamal saying, don't worry, you're going to be offline. We'll bring it back as soon as we possibly can. And we will update you in due course of what is going on and how things are progressing. So that was on Friday the 28th when that all went down. And it went down around about 7 p.m. for us in the UK. And as I said, we had that message from Mohammed Kamal telling us what was going on. Onpassive.com, that came back up very quickly within 24 hours. That came up. Now, again, we have explained this on our lives over the last few days. But if you do get any security alerts popping up when you are logging into Onpassive.com, don't worry about it, guys. This is all part of the migration that Ash was telling us on Wednesday. He was explaining about AWS services, which is Amazon, who host not only ours, but many, many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of other people's websites on their cloud-based system that they have. And he was talking about the amount of money that it costs Onpassive on a yearly basis, into the millions, and they wanted to restructure how things were going. And this is why we are seeing what we're seeing now as far as these websites are concerned. Is part of that restructuring, part of bringing the costs to Onpassive down with using AWS services. We can speculate, but let's not do that, of what it's all about. So really good news that that is all there. Now, like I said, Onpassive.com came back up again, and Onpassive.com came back up. And if you are getting any security alerts on that, don't worry about it. This is all to do with the SSL certificate that comes along with most websites. This takes a while to filter through. Okay, and that will all get sorted out in due course, so do not worry about it. What else happened then? Like I said, Friday night and into the early hours of Monday, wherever you are, Ash came on, Let's O and Minu and Ron's, and he basically was talking about self-development, and if you don't believe in yourself, how can you expect other people to, and know your own worth, and you know, this is your business and all those. But one very important point he did bring out on Let's O was that the reason behind why it went down on Friday, and basically clerical error on AWS services. They corresponded with them, and they were told by AWS services that the site was going down on Monday, and this was all expected to happen on Monday, and basically somebody pressed the wrong button, so we were taken offline on Friday. And obviously everything to do with this migration was going to be happening from Monday onwards, and I'm sure we're going to be updated if we see Ash of where we're at in that process, and maybe more information as well. So he came on Saturday for that, which was really good news. On Sunday, then, we had some other news from externally through X that our CMO, Mohammed Nassal, was going to pastures new. He's doing something different outside of Onpassive, and I think we all wish him well in his new venture. This is quite normal, guys, in business, especially at this level that these guys are. He's been with us for 2 years, and he's done a fantastic job for Onpassive behind the scenes, doing what he's doing within the marketing department. But he put a note out to say that he is leaving, doing his own thing separately from Onpassive, and we all wish him well in his new endeavors. Whether that position is going to be refilled, we don't know. Obviously, I'm sure that we will find out more in the coming days, weeks, and months as far as that is concerned. And the last piece of news, obviously, because we haven't got a back office and we haven't got ecosystem at the moment, is I want to keep on pushing this home to as many people as possible of oimedia.news. That's there at the moment. And if this is all about the industry, the artificial intelligence tech industry that's out there at the moment. It is a fantastic source of information about what really is going on there at the moment in real time in the industry. And it does a really good job of breaking it down into language that we can all understand, that we can get our head around about the different companies and really how they are all jostling, I suppose, for a piece of the AI pie. One thing's for sure is the more you read about it and the more you get to understand about artificial intelligence and the solutions behind AI and tech, the more you get to understand exactly how well positioned Onpassive as a company is within this industry. We tick an awful lot of the boxes that people are looking for at the moment. So kudos to our CEO, kudos as well to Onpassive and everyone behind the scenes who have put this together as well. We are positioned extremely well, but I use it as a source of information on a daily basis, and I would recommend that you guys do as well. Anyway, that's it for now.